Good morning, Kentucky, and welcome to AARP Kentucky. We're going live today to talk about voting during the COVID pandemic. And once again, Kentuckians have more options to vote safely than ever before. And that's thanks to a bipartisan agreement forged over the summer by Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear and Secretary of State Michael Adams that eases the voting restrictions because of the pandemic. Today, we have two special guests, and we're excited to welcome Charlotte Whittaker, the AARP Kentucky State President, and Bess Ralph, who is the Ohio County Clerk in West Kentucky. And we want to welcome you both to Facebook Live. And we're going to be taking your questions live, and you can put a question in the chat box, and we'll be glad to get some answers for you about making your voting plan. So let's go to Charlotte real quick. Charlotte, good morning from Ohio County.
Good morning. Hello, I'm Charlotte Whittaker. I'm your AARP Kentucky Volunteer State President. I want to welcome you to today's conversation about changes to Kentucky's general election. AARP is proud of its decades-long history of nonpartisan voter outreach. AARP is a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization working to promote the health and well-being of older Kentuckians for more than 60 years. Today, we are honored to have my very own county court clerk, Bess Ralph, and I might add, she does a fantastic job for those of us that live in Ohio County. We'll be talking about what you need to know for voting and the new process for absentee voting in Kentucky's general election. You can ask questions by typing them into the Facebook comments section. We hope to answer all your questions to make sure you have the information you need to exercise your right to vote.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. And again, hello. If you're just joining us, I'm Scott Wagner. I'm the Associate State Director for Communications with AARP Kentucky. And I want to welcome everyone to this important discussion. We are just weeks away from voting, and early voting begins soon in Kentucky. But today we're here with Ohio County Clerk Bess Ralph, and we're taking your questions live. So AARP is just bringing these updates to give you, the voters, the details you need to make a voting plan, and to talk a little bit about the recent changes to Kentucky's voting process for November 3rd. For more information, we have on our website at AARP Kentucky. We have the information that you need at AARP.org/KY. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our special guest this morning, the Ohio County Clerk, who is living at the courthouse right now, Bess Ralph. Good morning, Clerk Ralph. How are you?
I'm good, Scott. Thank you for inviting me on today. And hello, Charlotte.
Hi. Hello.
So, Clerk Ralph, you know, with the pandemic looming, can we talk a little bit about some of the steps and some of the background on what voters need to know about their voting options, and walk us through what these options are about requesting your absentee ballot or using early in person voting?
Sure. We're going to just try to keep this real simple so people can follow. But I think the main thing to know, if you want a mail-in or absentee ballot, you would need to call your county clerk, or you can go online at govote.ky and request it that way, and you will get a ballot in the mail. The deadline for that is November the 9th to request the mail-in or absentee ballot. So that's getting really close. So if you want to be able to get it by mail, I would be contacting your county clerk immediately. Now, if you want to do early voting, it starts I'm thinking November. Let me get my notes here. It starts October the 9th. In my office, we will start at 8 o'clock to 4:30 by our normal business hours. every clerk will be a little difference on their hours, but we will be here October the 13th to November the 2nd from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We will be here on Saturday, October the 17th, October the 24th, and October the 31st from 8 to 12 p.m. So we have a lot of options here in Ohio County for you to vote. You'll come to the courthouse as our location, and I'm really excited about we have a blow up, I'm going to call it a inflatable room outside the courthouse that we're going to use, and we also will have a precinct set up inside. So I feel like that we'll be able to bring people in pretty fast. There won't be a lot of waiting for people to get to vote here in Ohio County.
So that is a special location that voters can walk into?
Yes, this is early voting.
Okay. That's fantastic. All right. So can you tell us a little bit more about what we need to bring as far as identification do we need to bring to vote?
Yes. The most efficient and the fastest way, and what will help all of us at every precinct all over the state of Kentucky, is your driver's license or a photo ID. That will be the most efficient, but there are other choices also. If you have, of course, credit card will be one, any form of ID, Social Security, but it's very helpful if you have a government issued ID. And that way the clerks at the polls can just scan you in. It will speed up the process where we'll can move the voters in and out quicker, and people don't have to wait in line. So our goal is to make this easy, simple. We want everybody to vote, but we do not want it to be a complicated process for anyone.
Well, thank you, Clerk Ralph. For those of you just joining us, this is a live broadcast with AARP Kentucky State President Charlotte Whittaker and Ohio County Clerk Bess Ralph. We're excited to be with you all today, and let's go back to Charlotte for a minute. Charlotte, talk to us a little bit about why voting is so important for Kentuckians, especially 50-plus voters.
Well, a lot has changed due to COVID-19, but the one thing that'll never change, the importance of voting. And right now, with the health of Kentuckians at risk, it's more important than ever that we have our say at the ballot box. For more information on how you can request your absentee ballot or vote in person during the Kentucky general election, visit AARP Kentucky's website at aarp.org Kentucky Votes, or call the Kentucky Board of Elections at 1-800-246-1399.
All right. Thank you, Charlotte. And Clerk Bess, let's go back.
Sorry about the phone, but there's no way
You're
I can
working.
turn it off.
So you all are a little bit busy, right? Yeah.
Just a tad. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Charlotte, we've got a lot of resources at AARP Kentucky and AARP National because we know that the issues for Kentucky voters are also as big as Medicare, Social Security, and the prescription drug cost. Those are big issues that are on the table this election. Let's see if we have any comments coming in from Facebook. None yet. But Clerk Ralph, talk to us a little bit more on requesting. Let's talk about the dates and requesting your absentee ballot. Let's go through those dates one more time.
Okay. October the 9th is the last day to request a mail-in or absentee ballot. So normally we have longer, but this time, October the 9th is the deadline. Okay. Early voting, which means in person, you can come. Now, I'm going to give you the locations for Ohio County. You would want to call your county clerk to find out their locations. So for Ohio County, our location for early voting will be at the Ohio County Courthouse from October the 13th to November the 2nd from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The 3 Saturdays after that will be the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st. You can vote from 8 a.m. to 12. Now, I can go on now and give you the locations if you want me to, or Scott, I can wait till later for the other voting on November the 3rd.
No, let's go ahead and go into those.
Okay, so on November the 3rd, we have 3 voting centers. So one will be at the Ohio County High School. Of course, it will be from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The second one will be at Forestville Elementary School, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the third one will be at the Ohio County Clerk's office at the courthouse from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. also. And we will on that day too, is we're going to have our inflatable building, our inflatable room, that if people feel safer being more outside and not have to come in the building, you'll have that choice also. And we will, of course, be social distancing. We will have everything lined up to keep our voters safe. We will continually be cleaning and having everything where no one should have any fear of feeling unsafe to come.
Thank you, Clerk. Now let's go real quick. We got a question that's come in on the Facebook, and I'm going to let Clerk Ralph take this one. But how do we find out where the drop boxes are for absentee ballots if we'd rather not mail our ballot? So that's the first question today. And you just talked about your voting centers. Are there drop boxes around Ohio County?
Ohio County just has one. And that drop box is at the back door of the courthouse. We check it regularly. And but you're more than welcome to drop it in. If ours are open, you could even bring in your ballot this time.
And I know the Secretary of State has on their website, you can find this at govoteky.com, and you can find specific locations for your counties.
Yes.
That list has been approved, I think. Has the Secretary approved all of those lists of county locations?
Well, he's approved mine. I cannot verify that everyone's been approved. I would hope so at this time that we're all been approved, but Ohio County has been, yes.
All right. Well, let's go back here for a minute. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a live broadcast with AARP Kentucky and Ohio County Clerk Bess Ralph and our state president, Charlotte Whittaker, out in West Kentucky. It's good to have everybody this morning. Madam Clerk, during the primaries, you had similar opportunities for voters. How well did it work for voters in Ohio County during the primary?
Well, Scott, I'm going to be just real honest with you. It was our first time to have voting centers. And I did not know what to expect. But it was wonderful. It went smooth. It went fast. The voters seemed to love it. I had voters go out and come back in and say, Bess, can you do this again? It was very efficient, very easy. Yeah, I loved it. I felt like the public loved it. If there was complaints, nobody called me and complained. But it was great. It really was. And I think this time we're going to be equal as well. We got 3 instead of 1. We do know a little bit more what we're doing this time. The last time we was all just kind of hoping for the best. And for Ohio County, it went great.
All right. Well, Secretary, thank you. And Secretary, I just made you the secretary. Sorry.
Well, keep me here in Ohio County, okay?
Yeah. And we're glad to have you on. All right. So we have more information available right now at aarp.org/KY votes. We've got hyperlinks that will take you to the different websites that are available for your information and that you need to vote. And we are how many days away? I know you're working nonstop.
Oh my gosh. Today is what, the 6th? I haven't counted. That gives us what? Oh my goodness. I can't get on my calculator because I'm on my phone. So what are we
Yeah.
close to 20? Would it be 27 days maybe? I have to add that up. November
Well,
the
I'm
3rd.
excited. We just received our ballots in the mail yesterday. And so we're going to be getting those dropped off in Jefferson County. But if voters have questions, what's the best source? Should they call the Board of Elections or should they call your office?
I think for Ohio County, it's best to call my office. I'm going to give you that number real quick, 270-298-4422 or 270-298-4423. Because every county does things a little different. We all follow the same rule, but since we're all such different sizes, it's just different to how many locations we have and how many drop boxes we have. So everything's just a little different, but I would advise anyone with any questions to call their county clerk.
And that number again is 270-298-4422. And that will
Yes.
get you to the Ohio County clerk. All right.
You
Well,
might add in there, Scott, because the lines are so busy, 4423. We have several
okay.
lines.
All right. That sounds good. And we'll need to get that number to Jerry Wright over at the Z so he can talk about that a little bit on the next lunch show.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, let's go back here. And we're going to run out of time. And I know your time is being spent well. But on behalf of AARP Kentucky, our state director, Ron Bridges, our state president, Charlotte Whittaker, and all of our executive council volunteers, we want to thank you to our AARP members that are watching right now. We've got one quick comment from Barbara. She mailed hers back yesterday. Well, congratulations, Barbara. Thank you. That is good to know. Charlotte, do you know Miss McGee?
No, but I have a question for
Yes, ma'am.
Clerk Ralph. I signed my voter registration card when I was 18, and now several years later, my signature probably doesn't look quite like it did when I was 18 because of arthritis and different issues. So, if a ballot comes back and the signature is in question, what's the process about letting that voter know?
What we do, Charlotte, is we will look at it, and if we have any question, we go back and pull up the signature the last signature we had of that voter. And then we decide to accept it or not to accept it. And if there's any question at all and we do not accept it, we will, this time, this has never been before, but we get to contact that voter and what they're calling, we get to cure the process to see. So we give them an opportunity to verify, to correct anything that could be wrong with that ballot. So we get to count their ballot.
Okay, and on a ballot, how many signatures are you signed just once? And tell us about that ballot a little bit.
Okay, no, actually, there's two places that you need to sign. On the outside of the envelope, then inside there is a yellow or orange envelope. We have them all highlighted for the voter to sign. Now, this time, because of the COVID, they have eased a little bit of those regulations. So prior to COVID, you did have to sign both places for us to count the ballot. But due to the COVID and some of the regulations being eased on, as long as it's signed one time, we can count it this time.
Okay, another question. When you come in to vote, are you required to wear a mask?
Yes, we're asking everyone, please wear a mask. Yes.
Thank you.
This has been a pleasure. I hope it's really helpful to our voters out there. Just a little bit of information that, because, the goal here is we want everyone to vote. Okay. I'm sorry, Scott. I cannot hear you.
one of the questions that comes up routinely, if you don't have access to the internet, how can you get your absentee ballot? Is that something that the clerk's office can help with?
Absolutely. All you need to do is call your clerk, and we can take care of that right instantly on the phone with you. With your permission, we can go right into online and get it taken care of for you. Very
And I
simple
know
process.
there's a good number of folks that are in nursing homes and assisted living facilities. Is that something
Yes.
that would help with them?
Well, as a rule, the administrator of that facility will send us the list and their signatures for the request for their ballot. They have to request them. So most of them here in Ohio County, the administrators take care of that, and the voters request them, sign the forms that we have for them, and we do it for them. Yes. Now, in the bigger cities, they may have a different procedure.
Bess, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you know if the senior center will be providing transportation to vote on November 3rd?
You know, I do not know, Charlotte. I haven't heard. We can check that out to see if they're doing that.
That would be nice. I know a lot of people do not have transportation in Ohio County, and it would be nice if they would provide that.
Yeah, I will talk to the judge and see what he can get worked out to do that. Sure will. Thank you, Charlotte. I haven't given it a thought. Sometimes so sometimes we need some input from outsiders to help us think of everything. Appreciate that.
Has any flyers gone out to the homebound, like with the meals, to explain any of this?
Yes, they have. And actually today, we're sending out more today to all over Ohio County, just to put in businesses that people can just pick up and see them. And of course, word of mouth is great. Been on the radio, going to be on the radio again. It's been in the paper, but we're going to continue to advertise. It is on the billboard right across from Walmart. So yeah, we're doing everything we can to get the word out. We sure are. And I think, Charlotte, we're going to have right now for Ohio County. Doesn't sound like a lot for the bigger cities, but for us, right now we're at right about 1,800 mail-in ballots. So that's great for us.
Yeah, that's great. Had you thought about maybe brochures in the going out to the food pantry of folks that might not have access to internet?
Well, we did send some out to the senior building that they're taking out for the Meals on Wheels, but no, I haven't sent anything out to there.
Just a thought.
Yeah, no, good. I'm making me a list here, Charlotte.
Well, there's 2 food pantries. There's one at Fordsville as well.
All right.
I may call you and have you do that for me, Charlotte.
Well, I'm kind of grounded with AARP. I can't do much, but I might be able to get them up there. So.
I appreciate all your help, honey.
Thank you.
And Clerk Ralph, one quick question from Facebook. Eric Evans writes, are there polling locations open on Saturday?
Yes. We will have Saturday, October the 17th, Saturday, October the 24th, and the 31st. For my office, it's 8 to 12. But every county clerk in the state of Kentucky is required to be open those 3 Saturdays. Now, I cannot give you their times, but for Ohio County, it's 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
All right. And Barbara has a comment, and I'm going to let you take that, Madam Clerk. I really wanted to work at the polls, but was afraid at this time because of the coronavirus. I know you all are using PPE during the elections. Have you received extra PPE from the state?
Yes, we have. Yeah. And for Ohio County, let me just tell you, we have sneeze guards. The poll workers will be having masks on, and probably also a shield. We have, I have someone there continuously cleaning all equipment, every voter station. We have sanitizers as you come in the door. The state has been very good to provide everything that we need. I would say our judge executive here in Ohio County has been more than helpful to whatever we need to get this done efficiently and very safely. And so is the physical court. They've been very, very helpful. And I feel like that people will be very proud that the job that the county's doing to keep them safe.
All right. Well, thank you. It's very important, and I know it's an issue that is on everybody's mind. So,
And I'm going to say this real quick. Even our outdoor voting center, I think is an extra plus to feel people that, they're in fresh air while they're waiting, and that, it's even less likely to come in contact because you're not inside the building. So I'm real excited about that. Oh, I've lost you. Can't hear
No
you,
mic.
Scott. I'm sorry.
Scott, no mic.
sorry, I think the internet's a little slow here. But one final question from Daniel Rowe: are there poll workers still needed? Now, I think you addressed that for Ohio County, but
Yes, I'm in good shape.
you're in good shape because I know the Secretary of State has been recruiting folks
Yes.
to come in, and they can go to govoteky.com to learn more about those opportunities. So, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, we are running out of time, but I think it's obvious this election will be unlike any other than we did have success, I think, in Kentucky with the May primaries. And I hope we see that same success here in the fall. But AARP has been fighting for everyone to be able to vote safely across the countries, either in home or in person or by mail. We know that Social Security and Medicare, your health, your financial security, and prescription drug prices are all big issues. So again, we hope that this broadcast is helpful. There's more information at govoteky.com. We do have more detailed information at aarp.org/election 2020. Look for the hashtag ProtectVoters50+ on Twitter. Charlotte, any final thoughts for the audience today?
No, I just want to thank County Clerk Ralph for her assistance this morning. I think I've actually learned a few things from this, and I feel good as a citizen of Ohio County that my vote's going to count, and I know how to vote safely. And again, thank you, Bess, for being with us today. And my thoughts are we've all got to vote.
Thank you, Charlotte. And Clerk Ralph, anything that you want to add to the audience and tell them anything we didn't cover?
Well, I would like to just impress for everybody, please take ID.
Yes.
Don't go without anything. You can still vote, but if you have ID, please take it. It will help you. It will help the precinct workers. It will help everyone. So please take your ID. Driver's license, you have it. It will be very simple. So be sure you have that with you, ready when you go into your polls. And other than that, I think Kentucky is ready, and I think we're going to do a great job. And I think we're going to make a good showing for in this election. And I think it's going to be as smooth as we did in the primary. And I appreciate everybody that's is being so kind and so helpful and understanding through this process. And thank you, Scott and Charlotte. It's a pleasure to be on with you today. This is my first time too, guys.
Well, we are so happy to have you today and appreciate your time. And I know it's very precious. But that concludes our broadcast. Stay tuned. We are going to be coming back with more information. And also, as a reminder, coming up soon, check our Facebook page for an evening of bluegrass that'll be coming to you live streamed on Facebook with AARP Kentucky and some of Kentucky's rising bluegrass stars and some of our all-time favorites. So it's going to be a live stream on Thursday, October the 8th, beginning at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. And Charlotte, you're going to be a big part of that. So anything you want to say about that real quick, Charlotte?
Well, actually, I went to Bill Monroe's home place and videoed the opening remarks. We're very honored to have a very own Mackenzie Ralph that will be providing entertainment for us. My granddaughter will be singing My Old Kentucky Home, and then Debbie Philman, who has roots from Ohio County. Her band Shrimp and Grits will be on there, and those folks will all be at the Bluegrass Museum. So it's going to be a fun night. We're just trying to think out of the box and think what we can do in the new world that we're living in, and we want to provide entertainment for our membership. So, yep, we're excited about it. It's actually gone international. We have folks from Ireland that have signed up to listen. So, bluegrass is all over the world. So we're just honored to have Bill Monroe's home place in Ohio County. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Charlotte, thank you. And Barbara, thank you for joining us. And everybody, we appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more to come. And we will conclude today's broadcast. And Charlotte, I just want to thank you both again. So, all right. Thank you for joining us. And that concludes our broadcast. All right. Take care.
Have a great day.
Thank you.